All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our What is Coaching? What is coaching on our team? What is coaching about? What do you have to do to be a Team Beachbody coach? I'm excited to have you guys here. Some of you I know personally or have met recently, and some of you are invited here and were added to this group from one of the other coaches on our team. But big picture, my name is Megan, and I'm the leader of our One Fit fam. Jumping ahead, just want to tell you a little bit about me. I am a mom of two, so I mentioned it before we officially got started. I can hear my kiddos. They're already out of their bed, so this is always an exciting time around our house. But I have two kids, Aubrey and Colton, almost 4, almost 6, and I am a wife and a former CPA. I hung up that title a couple years ago, and with really no goal other than be a mom. And then about a year after that, this whole opportunity fell into my lap, and it's been an amazing journey ever since. I'm happy to say that our team has been out like a rocket in 2017. We were ranked 56 in January, and actually in February, I had to go back and look, it was 54. So long story short, we're growing, we're adding people, and the people we're adding are growing teams too. That's kind of like the easiest way to boil that part down. I started like a challenger 3 years ago. It was not because I was in love with a crazy business. It wasn't because I had a fitness background. Let's be real. I'm an accounting background, a finance background, nothing to do with health, fitness, or nutrition. But I had a problem. And my problem was I needed to get back to that pre-baby weight. It truly was based on a number. I needed to see that number that I saw months, years before. I needed to have the energy to keep up with my kids. I needed to feel better about myself. I needed to be confident again. And I started when the 21-day fix first came out. I didn't understand how this whole thing worked. I had actually bought T25 about 6 months prior, shortly after I had had my son, and got cleared to work out again. And I was like, I can do this on my own. And my coach had shared with me that she wanted to add me into her challenge group. And I was like, no, I don't need to be a part of your challenge group. Like I know what I need to do. I just need to work out. And the problem was I would work out, and then I would couple that with Dairy Queen. Like every time I worked out, we went and got ice cream. And I didn't understand why T25 wasn't working for me. So I pretty much collected dust for a while, and then 21-day fix came out, and I thought, let's give it a try. My coach didn't give me an option this time around. She just put me in this Facebook group. And for about a week I watched. I didn't say anything. I didn't post. I did grudgingly take the before pictures that she made me take. But what happened was I started to see changes. I started to feel changes, and I started to realize, like, this is actually pretty amazing. And you know what? I am recording. Sorry, I unscreen shared because as I was talking, I honestly thought I wasn't recording. Okay, back to this. So as I started getting through this, I realized that there was something more to this. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had been about a year out of my career. So I didn't have money. I sat there and I was like, I can't do this. My husband's like, if you really think that this shake makes you feel that much better, just get it. And I'm like, no, like the money brain in me is like, no, it doesn't make sense. Like we can't do it. I learned that you could get a discount. I learned coaches get a 25% discount. And I was like, okay, like I can at least do it again. Like I'll try this again. And it didn't take long, as once I signed up, my coach just kind of added me to her team pages, and I started peeking around, and I saw she offered a coach training, and I saw she offered this and that. And curiosity got me, and I started learning and researching, and I was like, you know what, I can do more with this business. I can do more than just get a 25% discount. I started with my friends and family. My sister-in-law, who had just had a baby, was in a similar place that I was not too long ago, and I started talking about it. And when I started sharing, people wanted to join me. The light bulb went off. This is how this works. You share. You do it, you share it, you invite people to join you, and you keep doing that over and over again. And 3 years in, actually just celebrated my 3-year anniversary this month in March. I am just blown away at what this business has done for me and for my family. And, it all started with the decision to join a challenge group, and then to save a little bit of money on that challenge pack. And it's just rippled effect over the years. One of the other things that I feel like is so just incredible that I wouldn't, coaching aside, learning how to take care of my body and the nutrition side of it. I used to have Crohn's disease, and it's technically something that if anyone's ever has any experience with it, I'll have it pretty much my life. It doesn't really go away. But I used to take a pill 3 times a day. And I learned through this that you can pay the farmer or you can pay the doctor, and I'm going to pay the farmer, because after about 6 months of changing my eating habits, adding in Shakeology and exercising, I've actually been able to totally mix the medicine. So not only from a business aspect, but from an all around health aspect, this whole Beachbody package has just made a great impact. And I just feel that it's my job as a coach then to share it with all of you so that you can make that decision for yourself if this is something that you could see yourself doing. Just a quick background on Beachbody. Some people don't quite know where it came from, where it started, what it does. This wasn't a company that set out to be a multi-level marketing company. You know, it wasn't something that they intended to happen. They were going to be a direct sales company. So most people know it for, like you see in the early 2000s, P90X. That's actually what my husband and I bought before our wedding. But there was Power 90, there was Slim and Six, and they started releasing these DVD programs. People started raving about them. They were the number one infomercials whenever they were first coming out. But what they learned was people were buying this stuff, but then they weren't getting anywhere with it. So they opened up what they called chat rooms before Facebook was Facebook that it is. But they opened up these chat rooms and people started supporting one another. And the people who were plugged into these chat rooms and getting support started getting results, and they started telling more people about it. So they essentially, as a result of what they saw happening kind of naturally, just by people being people, you go to a restaurant and you love it, you're going to go tell your friends to go to the restaurant and try it. So similarly, people were getting results with these programs and they loved it and they were sharing with it. And with that, Team Beachbody was formed with a total of 40 founding coaches. In 2007, so it's our 10-year anniversary this year. They started with a group of 40, and it's grown now to almost 500,000 coaches. But I will say, some people will be like, well, then everybody's a coach. My goodness. No, it is not. No, they are not. There are so many people out there who don't have a clue what the business is, what the programs are, what Shakeology is, how that they can get started, and they need coaches to help them get there. So what is a coach? I'm going to start by just sharing a few things that a coach is not, because I can attest to these. I'm not a fitness expert, nor a personal trainer, nor a nutritionist. My weight can be up 10 pounds, down 10 pounds, or to the right 15. It doesn't matter. I'm all over it. I stay in this range, but you don't have to be like a fitness competitor. You don't have to be at any certain goal body. I think sometimes people think that they have to wait to start coaching until they have this beach body. And that's not the case at all. When you can invite people to join you on this as you are, you're more likely to attract other people who can come and do it with you. And, a Beachbody coach is somebody who's just a normal person. You have flaws, you make mistakes. Like I did in the middle of this video where I had to unpause it to go see if I was still recording. It's not perfect. Nobody's perfect with this, but it's someone who's driven, and you're going to be someone who can support other people, who can be that shoulder to lean on, the cheerleader. Like, we're virtual cheerleaders. I don't have any official training, but I have experience. I have my own experience, and I have the experience of the hundreds of people that I've helped over the last 3 years. Been able to, beyond like all of the people, like my family, like the people who matter most to me, like my sister-in-law, I mentioned, she was one of the first people who had joined me when she first, after she had her baby. So it was like, being able to help a family member after the baby. My sister joined me right whenever I first got started. She was deployed with the Navy, and she knew that she could get the coach discount that I was talking about because of being an active duty military, and her food choices on the middle of a ship in the ocean are pretty limited. And she looked at this as a great option for nutrition. And through that, she's been drinking it now. She's my very first customer. She's been drinking it for over 3 years through 2 very healthy pregnancies. Not that I'm claiming it does anything, but I'm just saying she drank it for 3 straight years. It's been that one consistent thing for her. And, she still drinks it every day. And she's actually she has nutrition certification and a kettlebell instructor. So not necessarily a Beachbody coach not necessarily someone who's doing the Beachbody workout programs, but she's into fitness. She loves nutrition, and she's continued doing Shakeology along with all that. Long story short, you just have to be someone who's going to lead by example, someone who's going to show people what the possibilities are. What can you get by doing a challenge group with us, by trying these programs, by committing to these programs, by, following our nutrition plans. Where can you get? And when you lead by example, people want to follow. So what do we do? I put a couple pictures up here. I don't know if Jennifer's on. She's one of our coaches. And Courtney, she just had her like 1 year mark with an incredible transformation. But the big thing we do is we help other people reach their fitness goals. And I actually pulled this because this was something I recently completed, which is kind of probably hard to see. But it's a nice, big, giant reminder of a bunch of challengers and coaches on my team who've been greatly impacted by our programs. And I printed out their pictures and I put it on this board just for something that I can look at every day, because that's the heart of what we do. There's events, there's a lot of other things that happen, but when it comes down to it, we help people reach their goals, whether they're moms, whether they're busy professionals that are trying to find some sort of balance back in their life. It doesn't matter what their goals are. The point is they're theirs. And our goal as a coach is to help them reach their goals. And it's kind of one of those, as a mom, I see unhealthy habits all around me. I can go to the zoo and I see, kids who are overweight or obese and parents. And it's like, if we can help these parents, it can help these kids. And I just feel like that alone is a reason to just keep sharing and keep inspiring and inviting other people to come check this out, because I can't remember the exact number, but there's hundreds of thousands of people in the United States alone who are overweight and obese, and they can use our help to overcome that and learn more about balance. That's what it's about. It's not, anything way off the deep end on either end. It's all about finding balance in a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. Now, along with the intrinsic rewards of being able to help other people reach their goals, some of the other benefits of being a coach is you get to set your own hours. I started this when my son was just 9 months old. I didn't put a whole lot of time into it. I didn't have a lot of time. I still don't. You make the time that you want to put into it. But it was very much a casual thing. I would, spend the time at night Googling stuff, YouTubing training videos, learning more about the company and what they do. It's not like I had this big team to manage. I didn't have, all these people that were reaching out to me or these challengers that I was talking to and helping them through everything. I just started searching and I started learning and listening to things. And the more I learned about the opportunity, the more curious I got, and I wanted to learn more and I wanted to do more. And it's just something that grew over time. And while it was something that was, 45 minutes, an hour a day, for the beginning, for the first couple of months, it's grown where this is my, full-time business. I don't put in 40 hours a week, and my weeks vary. They vary depending on what I'm doing, what I've got going on, if I've got big goals. It all depends. But the point is you get to make that decision, whether it's something that you want to do 5, 6, 7 hours a week, or if it's something you want to put in maybe 2 or 3 hours a day and really, make this more of a full-time thing. Primarily, I've built my business online. My team is spread across the United States and Canada. I've got people from coast to coast, up and down, because I have built it all through my Facebook and Instagram. And I'll be honest, I didn't even use Instagram when I started. And Facebook was something that I just kind of scrolled through and looked at people's stuff and never actually commented or liked anything because I didn't want anyone else to know what I was doing. But I just kind of decided that I was going to put myself out there again because my life was so greatly impacted in that first round of 21-day Fix and Challenge group. I decided that there was no reason to hold back. Like, why be shy about it? And I just started sharing, just basically out of not posting on Facebook at all to posting, everything that I could think of that might share or inspire someone. And that's what I would set out each day, is if I can post something that can make someone smile, make someone say, like, I hear you, Mom, I get that, I'm on the same boat, make someone be inspired. Like maybe they're going to work out today. Maybe they're going to make a healthier choice when they're out, whatever it is, then my goal was met. And through that, it's been able to provide our family with a full-time income. Some other benefits and rewards. I mentioned the discount. So as a coach, you can get our coach discount without actually having to coach. That was my intentions when I first signed up. Briefly, didn't last long, but that was it. I just wanted the discount. I love the products and the programs. I knew that I was going to continue this, and that was the initial reason. And then I heard about this little thing called Coach Summit, and it was in Vegas the year that I joined, and I earned a ticket through reaching certain goals during those first couple months as a coach. And I was like, I can go to Vegas. At the time, I had just hit a year as a stay-at-home mom and as someone who has been Miss Independent her entire life. And I used to travel for work. Being home with 2 kids was hard. It was harder than I imagined. And I saw this as an opportunity to earn this trip and then go be with girls. It was like, to me, it was a girls trip. I had no idea that when I got there, my world was going to be flipped upside down with the potential and opportunity that was in front of me. But it was a trip. And since then, I've been on many trips with Beachbody, some of them leadership. Some of them I've earned, like the Success Club trip last year, we were on a cruise. And at the end of this month, my husband and I are heading off to Punta Cana. But these are things you earn. They're not things that are given to you. It's not things that everybody gets. You have to work for it. But I'm telling you, they're very achievable goals. They're very achievable things if you're willing to dedicate and put the time in. I've gone on all three since I started. I've been to Cancun, the cruise, and then Punta Cana. And next year we are heading to Riviera Maya. And something else that I feel like, I don't want to discount the learning that comes along with this. I was never someone who read. I can show you my bookshelf. Got mine in my messy office. But I have a whole shelf now of personal development books coming from the girl who hated books. I didn't like to read. I still don't love to read. I do a lot of stuff on Audible, which is an Amazon where you can listen to books. But through this, I've learned that you can't pour from an empty cup, and to be able to give yourself to others and give yourself to your family and your spouse all the time, you got to keep filling yourself as well. And one of the things that I've learned through coaching is being more intentional with what I'm reading and what I'm fueling my mind with. And the personal development aspect was something that I thought only crazy people read self-help books, but turns out those books are pretty darn amazing. I think I've read 6 already this year. And again, I didn't read a book other than studying for my college exams and then my CPA exams after college. That was the extent of reading that I did. So that was a huge thing for me personally that I never got anywhere else in my life. And I mentioned the discount. I want you to understand that, like I said, you get in what you put out. If you want to be someone who runs with this business, you can be a business builder. You can build this business as a full-time gig. If you just want to discount, enjoy your Shakeology, save the money, no stress, no strings attached. And some people like to be what's a hobby coach. You're somewhere in between. Maybe you're not, ready to go make this a business, but maybe you've already got to a point where you have seen results. You've had success, and you know what? I could probably get person here or there, a couple people there that might want to join me. And then you can change your mind. I went through the 3 stages. I went from a discount to a hobby to a business builder because I loved it. My soul was set on fire when I started this, and I realized that there were so many people out there I could help. There were so many people who I could relate to, and I was just going to go for it. So the choice is up to you. When you join our team, one of the things that we do together is we do coach training. So every month, my next coach training will be April 3rd, is a new coach training academy. And that's just designed to help you, learn the basics. It's just the basics and getting started. And there's so much stuff going on. And my goal is just to help you understand the basics of you need to just help people. The more people you help, the more your business is going to grow. And there's far more beyond that. But that's really where it gets started. And then once you've gone through the Coach Training Academy, I run additional trainings right now. I'm running my Girl Boss training group, which is, more of a, step beyond the Coach Basics group. And then we'll do what's called Push to Diamonds. And those are for people who want to run their business and they want to be pushed to reach goals. And we take the training that way. And, we offer different stuff. We have tons of calls. Can never say that there are not enough training opportunities. That's one of the things that, not just from what Beachbody provides from a training aspect, but our team and the larger teams that we're a part of, we share. There's no secrets here. Your people are going to relate to you because you're you. My people will relate to me because I'm me. And there's no holding things in and not sharing. We share everything because that's how we can grow and help more people. And our weekly calls are something that I still, to this day, I probably, there's 3 to 4 calls a week that I am tuning into, hands down, no excuses, because those are the ways that I continue to learn to be able to offer new things to my team and to my customers. So when it comes to joining, there's a couple different ways. I did share in the beginning that my sister signed up. She was one of my first coaches and customers because she was active duty. So I just want to make sure that if you are an active duty military member, or you're the spouse of an active duty, or if you are a veteran yourself, we actually do offer a military discount program where you can sign up completely free. And then there's a monthly management fee that you also get waived if you are active duty. That's our military thank you. But most people get started with a challenge pack, and it's, dual purpose. For one, it bundles together your Shakeology and either a workout program or the on-demand all access, and it also waives the sign-up fee. So there's a $40 sign-up fee, but it's waived with purchase of a challenge pack. So I started this business 3 years ago with a $140 21-day fixed challenge pack. And then it puts your Shakeology on Home Direct, which is your automatic shipments. You can also sign up just with Shakeology and pay the $40 fee, which I think would be silly to sign up and pay the $40 fee without getting a program, but the option is there. Similarly, you could do the same, sign up with a fitness program, pay the $40 fee. But the challenge pack is the best way to bundle it all together, get that fee waived, and you're getting your fitness, you're getting your nutrition, and then you're getting plugged into our training. So at this point, I feel like I might have talked a little fast, and my date's wrong, right? April 2nd. It's April 3rd is a Monday. Anyways, no, it's not. April 2nd is the Monday. No, it's not. April 3rd is a Monday. April 3rd is a Monday. Anyways, so there's a typo. Next Monday, the new coach training starts. So I know that there were a variety of people invited here by different coaches on our team. So, think about the information we shared. I will post this recording into the group. If you want to go back, listen to something again. If you have questions about something that was mentioned that you don't quite understand, ask me, post it in the group, reach out to the coach that invited you here, and just, kind of just take that minute and think, like, is this something you could see yourself doing? Is this something that you think you could help with not only your own goals, but help other people around you? And, do you want to be a customer or a coach? And where do you see yourself? So this is a no obligation. I'll stop the screen share. If you have questions, by all means, you are welcome to ask. That's what we're here for. I think I had a couple questions that had come in earlier, but I addressed them in the midst of the call. So there's a chat bar if anyone's got anything, and if not, we will call it a night. My goal's always 20 minutes, and it's 9:23. Like success. Alrighty. Well, I will let you ladies go. Thank you very much for getting on. And again, I'll share this recording with you. And if you have any questions, just post them and ask. All right. Good night.